Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a great and wonderful day. Well, we're going to be talking about the Venezuelan gang problem in New York, where they have seeming to be taking it over and shooting at cops, and it's becoming a huge issue. And it's not something that's going to be likely solved very easily without the support of the federal government, which I don't see how that's going to be remotely possible, considering Biden is in office and is allowing the border to be wide open, and it's really becoming a serious and grave issue for New York City.
The rapidly escalating violent crime among Venezuelan gang members in the city who have gotten into New York.
Fox 8's Linda Schmidt talked to the NYPD, who says this crime wave is one of their greatest challenges. She joins us live from the newsroom now. Linda, what can you tell us tonight?
Well, you know, basically what you just said right there, this is one of the NYPD's biggest challenges right now. Now, the NYPD expects the migrant Venezuelan gang crimes to actually get worse in this city before it gets better.
Yeah, so she has said it's going to get worse in the city before it gets better. And again, guys, this is what happens when you allow a president that says he's going to be open for full migrants and stuff like that to be coming in, or cater for the migrants, and this is the result. I want everybody to understand here is that whenever somebody says, oh, we're for the migrants or whatever, they're not talking about the legal migrants that come into our country, right? They're not talking about them. They're talking about the illegal ones that come into our country that want to do harm, and you're going to see exactly what's going on here in that instance.
They're waving the guns around.
Correct.
Waving guns and flashing gang signs on this video. The NYPD says these are suspected members of the ruthless Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, which has been infiltrating the U.S. for the last 2 years. NYPD Assistant Chief of Detectives Jason Savino telling me it is believed this video was made while the gang members were in Ecuador, and its purpose is to recruit new members.
So, these gangs are coming from Ecuador, which is, Venezuelan and other places like that. And I want you guys to very painfully know what's really going on here. Because these guys are also now showing up in New York City. They're no longer in Ecuador, well, some of them probably still are, but they're no longer in Ecuador, and they're heading over to New York City to cause more pain and mischief to our citizens.
Then, when you fast forward, you see the same individuals where? In Times Square. So that's our concern.
The NYPD says Tren de Aragua has been making it over the border with the migrant influx and is getting established in New York.
So I want to make this something very clear here, what I want you guys to see. I wanted to finish that video, finish that clip, so that way you guys get to see on what I'm talking about. Now, this is what Trump had to say here about during the debate on CNN, where he was saying a lot of these migrants are coming from prisons, coming from encampments, coming from medical places, or insane asylums, and these are the people that we're getting. We're not getting their best.
And why he allowed millions of people to come in here from prisons, jails, and mental institutions to come into our country and destroy our country.
So this is what Trump had said, and if you guys really want to know what the true situation here is, well, Venezuelan security officials announced that the crime indicators had fallen 25.1% compared to 2023. So if you start connecting the dots here, guys, you're seeing that the Venezuelan crime has gone down by 25.1% since compared to 2023, and our crime is only skyrocketing. Venezuelan gangs are showing up in New York, and now we're seeing the actual chaos of it unfolding here. Trump was not incorrect. They are bringing in their criminals, their insane people. All these people are coming into our country, and it is all because Joe Biden has our borders wide open for these individuals to come in here and wreak havoc to the American people.
What we do see is they are trying to grow.
The gang has gone from petty crimes like shoplifting and stealing cell phones and jewelry to all-out shootouts in the streets. Alleged gang member Bernardo Raul Mata recently confessing to police that gang members are being instructed to shoot police officers. Mata is charged with shooting 2 officers after they stopped him for riding a moped the wrong way on a one-way street in Queens. In court, an assistant district attorney revealing what Mata told investigators about the gang.
Tren de Aragua members are smuggling firearms into city shelters inside food delivery packages. That way they don't have to go through the metal detector.
Guns being smuggled into migrant shelters in food delivery packages that are not being screened. The gang violence is escalating, and now drugs are coming into the picture.
So yeah, this is what's going on here in New York. And there's even drugs that is not as bad as the fentanyl, but I digress. It's still bad regardless, and they're bringing drugs through the food containers and all the food sources and stuff like that, and it's just not good. It gets worse when you start learning that the security detail that is supposed to be tracking the food and making sure that there's what's going through there is not being properly tracked, and that's a problem. And let's not just forget the one thing here, right, guys? Let's not forget this, where we have the New York City to offer migrants $53 million in prepaid credit cards. So they're paying migrants to do this type of stuff, guys. And it's like not only that is the big one issue. We're also having migrants' monthly payment in New York City is higher than the veterans' compensation. So again, they're paying migrants more than our veterans at home. That is what's happening here. So the migrants are coming into our country, committing crimes, being paid in huge amounts of money in prepaid cards, and it's just insane, right? It's really just insane. And I don't know what else to tell you guys on how bad New York is right now, and how these migrant gangs are being funded by the New York City government to go out and commit these crimes, because we have to be careful and favor these illegal migrants.
We're just starting to see a drug called Tusi, which is a pink cocaine type substance.
It seems like this is a huge challenge.
It's as big of a challenge as we faced.
The NYPD has faced difficult challenges in the past and is determined to win this fight to keep New Yorkers safe.
We're having success. We're taking down networks of individuals. We're up to the task, and we'll accomplish it.
Now, today, I also reached out to City Hall about security and metal detectors at the city-run migrant shelters, and I asked them why food containers are not being screened for possible weapons or drugs. Now, I was told those items are supposed to be screened every single time. And now the city is now retraining security personnel at all city-run migrant shelters.
Yeah, so as I said, they are now retraining security personnel to screen the food bags and etc. and all that stuff for weapons and drugs, because they were just not doing it before. They weren't doing it rightly the correct time, so they're now finally getting on it. And of course, the officer, the chief, is being pretty optimistic on, we're gonna get these guys. Now, here's the problem we have with that, right? He can be very adamant on wanting to get it done. The only issue is well, we have a few problems. Because if we go to New York and we look at the actual bail reform here, which we have, it's not looking too great. Because we have this here where it goes down to, my analysis of bail reform published by Manhattan Institute in August of 2022 showed NYC rearrest rates of close to 70% for people with prior records charged with larceny, burglary, robbery, and criminal contempt while their case was pending. So there's that's going on there, and let's just not forget that another study that says, well, a new study of bail reform outside of New York City, suburbs, and upstate, prepared by John Jay, College of Criminal Justice's Data Collaborative for Justice, shows that 66% of the people released under bail reform who had a recent prior arrest were rearrested within 2 years of their release. So they're doing a catch and release here, and it's not going to be doing too good. So New York needs to make sure that cops can actually do their job and get rid of bail reform and make sure these people are actually fully arrested. Have the federal government be on New York's side and be able to get rid of these illegal migrants that are committing these crimes and actually enact on that. And it doesn't seem very likely on how far left and liberal New York is and how Biden is still in office for another 4 to 5 months. So that being said, it's not looking great for New York. And these people need to be removed from our country. These people need to be banned from our country and never be allowed back in, and make sure Venezuelans' crime goes back up and have them deal with their own crimes, so that way we don't have to deal with their riffraff, their garbage, here in our own country. And these people should not even be here. But thanks to Joe Biden, these people are allowed to be here thanks to open borders. So guys, next time that you hear anything about borders or migrants, always suspect that it's going to be illegal migrants and open borders, so that way you can have this type of stuff happening to you. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted, because it's algorithmic disease, the social media.